Welcome one and all to this 23rd episode of D&D with me, Mike.
And me, Zoe.
And today we are going to be working on our treasure chest, as we did last time. So last time we added a treasure chest over there. There we go. Hello, Mr. Bumbo. Bye. There's the treasure chest. It's already open. Obviously, that's because we left the trigger on open, but we're going to make it so that we can come here, open the treasure chest, and obtain whatever is inside it.
Which are the gloves.
Yes, which is going to be our gloves that are here up top. And those are going to allow us to pick up the enemy. So there's a few things to do today. Let's get started. Alright, we're going to open the C# project here. Loading. There we go. Okay. So this is a treasure chest being set up with the correct rotation, etc, etc. Now what it needs to contain is also defined by the color, but not by the red. If I recall correctly, it's defined by the amount of green. So let's see here. So yellow inside the map entities should decide that it's a chest. Meaning every chest will be yellow. And then the entity information should decide what it's going to be. So yellow is the treasure chest, I was right. Okay, and then if we go to entity information and hide entities, we made it fully green. That's because I'm guessing 0 is the correct rotation, so no red, right?
Mm-hmm.
And fully green will be our gloves. Now, I'm assuming we're gonna have different types of chests.
Yeah.
Some that look precious, some that don't look precious. I guess that's going to be automatically defined by the shade of green that we pick.
Yep.
Okay. So maximum green is going to be this. Okay, so let me think now what we're gonna need. There should be an enum for what's contained in the chest. Now, do we have anything like that? Not in our game manager.
Treasure chest 0?
I assume so. Interactive entity. There it is. Yeah. Treasure chest 0. Yeah, but this doesn't tell us what's inside the treasure chest. So that's no good. We should probably have something like special power or something like that. So here go with public enum. Power up. Open a squiggle. Hit enter. Close it. Save. Okay. And here go underscore none is 0 is -1. Comma. Hit enter, and here go with glove. Save. So we're gonna start with glove, and this will be our only power up for now. Now back to our treasure chest, and here we're gonna say public power up, and go just power up. Semicolon. Okay, and here we're gonna check the shade of green. There's no easy way to know, so we're going to simply check if it's 1 at the moment. So we're gonna say if open round, and we're gonna say c.g equals 1f. Close around, open a squiggle, hit enter twice, close it, save. So if green is full, right, power up equals tab dot glove. Semicolon. Yeah. Else open, close, save, and here just say power up equals none. Dot none. Yeah, there it is, semicolon. Now we're gonna have to worry about those values later on because we have no idea how many we can have. So that's pretty important. Okay, so power up glove it will be set up with power up glove. So we will now be able to interact with it when we go to the player and interact with things. Interaction, contextual interaction, right? So enemy bomb, case IE type, enemy bomb, blah blah blah, it does all of this stuff. Let's see, if current interaction object is null, okay, then you go to case interactive entity dot treasure chest 0 colon break. Now let's do a small change here. Hit Control R twice, so treasure chest 0, and let's do treasure chest. Save. We're gonna make it so that the treasure chests set themselves up with the correct model. So if they are 0, then it will be, sorry, if they contain something precious, then we're gonna make it so that the golden chest appears. If they contain something that isn't precious, then we're gonna make sure that the other model appears. We don't even have the other model.
Make a simple wooden chest or something.
Yeah, exactly. Something simpler like that.
Maybe there could be a chest containing an enemy too.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Let's not make things too complicated here. So, current interaction object IE. So you can copy this, paste it here. Now we need to check something. We need to check, save, if the chest hasn't been opened yet. Treasure chest open. See that?
Yeah.
Now when we set it up, for now, simply say open equals false. Semicolon. Now in future, obviously, this is going to depend on saves, right? So for now, it's just going to be this. Now in the player, here we're going to look for the treasure chest. So right here, you can say treasure chest. There you go. T equals IE dot get component open of type, and you should know what to do. Okay, and now you want to check that it's not null. Actually, you want to check that it's not open. Exclamation mark T dot open. Close round, open a squiggle, close, save. Cut this, put it in here, save. Now we don't save. Now we don't have a function for open, and we have a function for pickup, and that's fine, but we don't have a function for open. So we're gonna go with exactly the same structure. So copy this entire thing, paste it right here, hit Control MO. Now rename this one to open, and add the word chest just in case. And here open chest, and open chest routine. Save. Save. Okay, so let's see here. For this we got pickup, etc. Now we're gonna need a bunch of information here, but it's gonna be a bit simpler to this. So it's definitely gonna have a coroutine, so you can copy this.
I'm gonna need that one.
Here and call it
open chest.
Open chest. Then we're gonna need a certain duration. So copy all of this, paste it here, and go open chest rotation. Open chest duration. Well, wait a moment. Let's think this through. So how should our player do it? I think it should be exactly like Zelda. So the camera should change. Right? It should like go behind you or in front of you, really close or something. The treasure chest should open, and then the character should like lift his hands up, and whatever it is that he's holding should fall in his hands.
Yeah.
And it should stay there until press A to confirm. So it blocks the game. Right? Okay. So there's quite a lot of stuff that would need to happen there.
We're also going to have to make an animation for him to hold it.
Right. Now the... Wait, so
I'm just typing the...
What we would need at that point is an object that we can move to the top of his head that will also have some kind of coroutine applied to it and doing whatever. And if you press A, you continue playing. Now that press A is going to be on the player. So we're going to need some kind of basic waiting for the at least initial animation to display what you've got. Right? And then that basic waiting will go away, and then you can press A. And then the coroutine is just going to be waiting for you to press A. So open chest duration is fine. Save this. And we'll worry about the rest later. So let's see. Stop, pick up. No. Copy this. Paste it here. This one is open chest. Copy this. Paste it here. Copy this. Paste it here and here. Save. So interactive is going to go to true. Current interaction object set parent picked up container. Okay, it can't be this. So let's take a look at where this picked up container comes into play. Just hit Control F, and we'll see in this document where picked up container is. That's fine.
That's
Picked up
finding
container.
it.
Oh, that's a container. Yeah, I'm silly. This doesn't matter to us at all. So we're not gonna need this at all. Save. Now, current interaction object. Let's go to be picked up. We need one more. Public void. Open chest. Open close rounds. Open squiggle. Save. Okay, so open chest is going to do a bunch of things. And I mean, basically the only thing would be to tell the treasure chest to do the thing. Now the treasure chest has an animator on it. So let's find it here. So private animator. It's already there. Semicolon. Now it needs to be copy. It needs to be immediately assigned equals get component. I'm actually not sure that's correct, but of type animator. Yeah, close. Open. Save. Now let's quickly check that this is correct because I'm not sure. Prefabs, enemies, map, entities, treasure chest 0. Yeah, we should rename this one to treasure chest and not treasure chest 0. That done. So open prefab, and the animator is not here. The animator is inside the model. So we need to go to transform.find and then open round and then model. You forgot the quotes. No.
A slash.
Slash? What for?
Because inside we usually put that.
Yeah, if you need to look for something inside, but have you found the object that has the animator on it?
Yeah, we went to a model.
Well then.
So dot.
That's it. Save. Now here at the end we're gonna say animator dot, and now I don't remember the animator, so we need to go and take a look at the animator and how it works for the chest. So from any state it can go to idle opening on idle open, and it'll go to open only if the trigger is on. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna say reset and not opened. So first, or whatever the open is. So here we're gonna say set bool. Yeah, open round. Now the bool was called opened. So quote opened. Close quote, comma. What value is it gonna have?
It's gonna be false at the start.
Sure, but what if we start with true?
So reset.
What?
Oh, that.
The value it's gonna have is open. That's a boolean, is it not?
Yeah.
Right, so open is false in this case, but that's because we forced it to be false. If we load an open state, that open is going to be true. So you want to set this boolean to true as well, don't you? Well, there you go. Close the round, open the squiggle. What am I saying? Hit winky face. Yes. Hit enter. Now animator. Set trigger. Reset. Because it's a trigger, it doesn't need any other criteria.
Oops, not
There. That should work. It'll force the chest to be closed. Okay, and that's good. Now, when we open from interactive entity, where was it? There. From interactive entity, open chest, we need to go and get its treasure chest. Probably. Let me quickly check be picked up, how it works. No, so this one doesn't do anything special other than turning on and off all of the rigid bodies and stuff like that. I think the treasure chest opening will therefore be controlled by something else as opposed to the interactive entity. Let's see here the player. So you see be picked up, and then up, and here we get the component. So that's how we do it. But because we said open chest here, technically this should do the interaction. So we need to make a decision. Because this interaction isn't doesn't require the movement of the object, we should probably get rid of this completely. At the moment. Save. And here where the player is, we're gonna say instead of be picked up, we can clear this, save. And what we can do is get component treasure chest. And save. And here it's gonna be something like start open, so it's gonna have to be some kind of routine to decide where the object is going to go and all sorts of things. So let's create a public void and call it open chest. And this time this makes sense. Open, close, squiggle, and save. Alright, so if you open the chest, what's going to happen? Well, we're gonna need to tell the animator to trigger. So you go animator.set trigger. Open. Which trigger?
We need to do the one.
I don't
open,
remember.
I think.
Open? Yeah.
Yep.
So quote open. And close the quote, close the round, semicolon. Alright. So that'll do. So that will open the animation. Now what we need to do is we need to spawn a badge of some sort that will have that 2D sprite on it, and then move that 2D sprite, etc, etc, etc. So we haven't done any of that yet. In order to do that, what we should probably do is have a quad prepared for this, some kind of prefab. So let's make an error deliberately, save, and leave it there. Okay, now it's going to be unhappy, and that's okay. So we're going to create a small quad. Create 3D object quad, and we're going to give it a material, and that material is going to be a new material. It's going to be different than all the others. So let's create something like pickups, yeah, and then hit enter. And this one is going to have a new material. Call this one special, whatever. It's too vague. Call this one pickup. Yes. And what this is going to have is it's going to have the sprite, except it doesn't seem to be happy to move that sprite over there, which surprises me. Let's see if we can feed it like this. So it's not letting us do it. It would need to be a fade, that's for sure. So it's not happy because this is a sprite and not a... This is a sprite and not a 3D model. But that surprises me still, because it should work. Let's see if we can find something called sprites here. Default. No. Sprites. Diffuse. No, because it's still not going to take... So you would need a sprite render. How would we work this? I don't know. Well, we could try that. I don't think it's going to cost. Let's remove this, and remove this, and add a component, type SPR. Let's see a sprite renderer. It won't even need a material. And now let's go and delete that material before we forget it exists, including the folder. We're gonna delete everything. Pop. Okay, now here's our quad. And there's the sprite. You should be able to rotate it on every axis. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. And it works.
This
just
is the wrong sprite.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just to see how it worked. There. Okay, so here's the sprite, and you could technically do this and just make it spin. It's gonna look a little weird because it's 2D, but not in the game. We're gonna make it so that it appears obvious. Right, so let's rename this one to pick up. Yeah, hit enter. And let's drag this one into our prefabs, and then we'll see where we put it. So for now, here is fine. And we can delete this, and then we can tell this pick up and reset the transform. And just go to where it is. There it is. Okay. So you see it's two-faced, and that's okay. Alright, fine. This one should already draw above everything else. If it doesn't, we can always put a 1 in the ordinary layer, etc. And then we're going to have to figure out scale and all sorts of things. So we're not sure about that yet. But we can create a pickup prefab directly in the game manager. Where? Let's do it here. So public game object. Yeah, pick up template. Semicolon. Yeah, so I have a few worries, because if we're gonna make the pickup sort of fly out at some point. No, but that's, yeah, well, say you cut somebody or hit an enemy or whatever, and the pickup sort of jumps out, and we give it some kind of force, we may want it to sort of rebound on the ground, and then constantly stay at a certain rotation, etc. So there's quite a few questions here, how we're gonna deal with that. So I don't quite know yet, but we'll see. For now, just very simple pickup template, and that's it. And then what the treasure chest is going to do is going to spawn a pickup template, but it will depend on which one we've got. And the pickup template should probably have its own script, or maybe not. Maybe we should just access it directly from here. But then each of the pickups and their little image needs to exist somewhere.
You could pick up a heart too. No.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create a public. Let's create a struct or a class, just like the character attributes. So you can copy system serializable, paste it here, and then you go public class, and call this one pickup attribute. Two T's and what are attributes. Open a squiggle, hit enter twice, close, save. So it's gonna need a sprite, so public sprite, semicolon, and for now we'll leave it there because I'm not sure. So I know we have this one called power up. Rename this one, hit Ctrl R twice and call it pickup. So ICK. Hit it. Yeah, that's good too. Right, so for now it only has this. Now when we're gonna make a list of these. Okay, so here you can say public pickup attributes array, and then space, and call it pickup attribute. There, hit tab right away, semicolon. So these will be all of our pickup attributes, and we're gonna pick information from them. So when the treasure chest opens, the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to instantiate the existence of this particular pickup. We're gonna need to remember its transform. So we're gonna create a private transform. Transform. And call this one pickup. Semicolon. Rename this one to pickup type. Pickup type. Yeah, hit enter. Okay, save. So pickup equals instantiate open round. So the instantiation function requires 3 elements, or possibly 4, but we're gonna go with 3 for now. Number 1 is the object you want to instantiate. What do you want to instantiate?
We want to instantiate the pickup object.
Where is the pickup object?
It's pickup type.
Pickup type is an enum. What are you talking about? You want to instantiate a pickup object, you say. Where is it? It's not like we've just created it 2 minutes ago.
It's called pickup.
No. Which one? This one? You're telling me that the transform is going to be an instantiation of itself when it doesn't exist?
No.
What do you instantiate?
A game object.
Awesome. Have we created a game object a moment ago?
No.
No? Okay. So I wrote this, yeah?
Yeah.
I wrote it, or did you? A moment ago.
I wrote it.
Awesome. You may want to pay a bit of attention. We've talked about this offline before. It's irritating. Okay, so...
Pickup template.
Yes. Which is found where?
It's found in the game manager.
Right, then what do you need to do?
Game manager dot script dot paste.
Yep. So next, what do you have to do?
We have to do the transform.
What?
We have to tell it the position.
Position, that's better. So the position is going to be where? Where's this thing going to spawn? Inside the chest. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so just say transform.position. That's the position of our...
Because we are in the treasure chest.
We're the
script.
chest right now. Yeah, so transform.position, and the rotation go quaternion.identity. It's fine. Which may be wrong, by the way. We'll figure it out later. Dot identity. Close the round. Now it's not happy. Why?
Because pickup is a transform and game manager is a...
And instantiate does what?
It instantiates a game object.
Yeah, therefore?
So we need to do get component.
No. I mean, yes, but you can do the shortcut.
So dot transform.
Yes. Okay, now it's happy. So you've got the transform and you've given it to it. Now one thing we should do right away is make the pickup invisible, meaning we're going to give it a scale of 0. So go pickup dot local scale equals what?
So we need to make it really 0.
Yeah.
Because we want to make it invisible.
Yeah, equals.
Do I 0?
So it's a float, yeah?
No.
Local scale. Oh, it's an
Just-
int now. What is it?
It's a vector 3.
That's better.
0.
Semicolon. Okay. So now the scale is made minuscule. We're guaranteed to be at the base of the chest, and we're not rotated. I don't know if no rotation is fine. We'll find out. Now, the way I'd like it to move is I'd like it to go up on top of your head while your player is independently going to do the animation of lifting something up.
Yeah.
And I'd like the object to sort of spin in place and then keep spinning but slowly. So for that, we're gonna need one coroutine that's gonna deal with all of that. If we're gonna need a coroutine, might as well have a coroutine object. So go private, coroutine, core, capital, underscore, and call it open or whatever. Semicolon. Now, we are going to need, let me think, we're going to need a start position that's easy. We know it's the chest. The end position that's easy, we know it's the player plus something, right? The rotation is going to be just a constant spinning, so that shouldn't be too difficult. The scale is going to go up, but what we need is some kind of like movement in a curve, right? Meaning that we go up
from small a bit to bigger.
Right, and we go up on the Y first, and then we move on the X and the Z. So we should use two curves, probably. So here you can go private, serialized field private, square brackets. And call it curve underscore vertical. We forgot the type. Yeah, just keep on writing this. Vertical, semicolon, and here call it an, give it a type animation curve.
Oops, I pressed good job.
Animation curve. Now you can copy all of this, paste. Wait, I put a dot by mistake.
Dot and the spaces.
And this needs to change to
scale.
Horizontal. That's first the movement. I think for the scale we can just use the vertical one and it'll be fine, right? Because the movement horizontally is going to happen more slowly than vertically. You want the thing to sort of pop up and then deposit itself on top of the player's head. Right, so there will be different curves. That's why we need both of them. Now you're gonna need a void start capital.
Yeah.
No.
Now it has this.
Start open. Just capital O open. Copy the entire thing. Paste. Stop. TOP. Save. And now enumerator. Enumerator. Open routine.
Open.
Capital.
It's a function.
Routine. Open close round. Open a squiggle. Close. Save. Alright, so let's begin with stop. That's an easy one. You're gonna check if the coroutine is not null. Yeah, it's not null. That means what?
That means that we need to stop it.
Tautology. What does it mean? That it's not null.
Then it is there.
It's running at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna say stop coroutine, core open. Now you're gonna stop the coroutine every time you launch the coroutine.
Because we want this have only
you
one
never want to
running.
have two opens at the same time. So copy stop open, paste it here, open close round, semicolon. So next, save. Now you can assign this to this. So copy core open, paste it here, go equals, start coroutine, and then you tell which coroutine, which is open routine.
Except I did not press tab.
Press caps lock. Just hit tab. Hit tab. There we go. Christmas. Forgot the brackets. Save. Okay, there we go. Now this is starting, so here we can say start open. Alright, now at this point we can start doing the entire motion and everything. It's going to be divided in two parts. Part number 1, get to the top of the player's head and grow. Part number 2, keep rotating forever. Okay?
So it's just gonna stay there.
Yes, so first you want to create a passing time.
So
Float passing time and give it a value of 0. 0f, semicolon. Now let's quickly check here. I know that the player has a open chest duration. Now it's not great that this value is in the player because the treasure chest doesn't know this value at all. Now I don't think there's any elegant solution. I mean, we could put it in the game manager, but then the game manager starts taking care of too many cosmetic things and it's not really that important. I think we should probably have another one in the chest.
okay.
So copy this. It's a bit stupid this as well, frankly. Paste it here. Save. Okay. So here you're gonna say while passing time is lower or equal to 1. Now passing time is gonna go up, so passing time plus equals time dot delta time, divided by
the duration.
yes, open chest duration, semicolon. Okay, that's good. Now here at the end you always need the yield return, right? So you need to wait the return, so go yield return and say null. So just wait and do nothing. Now here is where we do all of the magic, right? So here we're gonna have to make the thing larger and make it go to the player, right? So in order to do all of this, we need to here set up a bunch of vector 3s. We're gonna start with the first one. So vector 3 spos equals the treasure chest position. So transform dot position, semicolon. Vector 3 epos equals, and here you're gonna go to the game manager dot script dot player dot transform dot position. Yeah, script dot player dot transform dot position plus. We need to go up on the which axis?
Y-axis.
Then plus vector 3 dot up. Now, do we have something in the game manager that does that? I don't see it. So we're just going to pick a number ourselves and hard code it. Not ideal, but we'll do that. I mean, I'm sure the player knows where he's picking up things.
Pick up vertical emphasis.
Yeah, that's meaning it makes it bounce up when he picks it up, so it goes even higher. But it's gotta be somewhere else. I'm not sure. Maybe we hard coded this one too. That's possible. So let's see the pickup routine. Yeah, vector 3 dot up, just like that. And I think that's acceptable. So copy it. Oh, done. Semicolon. All right, so that's good. Now the second element we're going to need is vector 3 dot s scale. No dots, my bad. S scale equals. We start at in the treasure chest, so yeah.
it's n0.
Yeah, so vector 3 dot 0 dot 0. And the end scale vector 3.1. This may be incorrect. We'll worry about that later. At each scale, yeah. Equals vector 3.1. Semicolon. Now, one thing we're also going to do is we're going to do the rotation. So for the rotation, it's not going to be obvious, but we are going to use vectors. We're not going to use quaternions. We're then going to do the conversion after. So we're going to say vector 3 srot equals. And now, which axis do you want to rotate on in order to make the thing spin like this or like this?
The y-axis?
Yeah, that's right. So you say new vector 3 or sure. Open round. So in the z-axis the rotation is, in the x-axis the rotation is 0, at least in theory. You type OF, not 0F, banana. 0F, comma. Now this one's going to be a random range between what two angles? Bim, 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 bim. What random? You're going to start at a random rotation on the y-axis. Between what two angles?
So 0
and
1.
1. So between this and my hand rotating so little I can't even see it.
Yeah.
A random rotation.
No.
Right? Suppose this cup is coming out of the chest. Suppose this is rotation 0. How much is this?
I don't know.
I do. If this is 0, this is
That.
how much this moved in degrees.
That is 90 degrees.
There you go, victory. And then this,
180.
and then this,
270.
and then this,
360.
60. Now, are you happy with it being literally anywhere?
Yeah.
So, between 0 and?
0 and 360.
Correct. I'm trying to make her think. Comma. And on the z-axis, how much rotation?
0.
Yes.
We're not rotating.
Now we will see. Close the round and open the square. So in close the square. Now what I was saying is we will see if this is correct. We may need to actually rotate it on the x by 90 as well, so that the sprite faces up. I'm not sure. Right, we'll find out when we play.
Yeah.
Now you need an e-rot. Yeah, equals. And now we need to do something arbitrary. And we're going to say it's going to be s-rot. So the starting rotation plus. This means we're actually going to go forward. Rotate like this. Always. Okay? In clockwise. Now, in theory, we may end up rotating counterclockwise. Again, these are things we're going to have to experiment with, right? But we're going to add a vector 3 to the left. Right? Because we only want to rotate on the y-axis.
Yep.
And you can multiply this, and let's pick a random number. What number do you want? How many rotations do you think it should do before it reaches your head?
Maybe 8.
Oof, that'd be super quick. I would say like 4 or something.
Yeah, 4 sounds better.
So you could do 4f and then times 360f. So the computer makes all the thinking and does all the thinking you don't. Now, probably it would be a good idea to have this somewhere else. Okay, this is a variable as opposed to some kind of like hard-coded number here. Now, where do we put it? I'm not sure, but say maybe in the treasure could be a good place for it. So we could do a serialized field. I press 0 for some reason. Serialized field, private float. Open object rotation. Let's call it revolution. Revolution count. Revolution count. This one implies it's a 360. A revolution is a full turn. And give it a value of 4f. Save. Right? And now you can copy this and put it here. Save. Now it always knows that it needs to rotate 360 degrees, time a certain amount only on the y-axis, plus whatever the starting point was. Okay, good. So now all of this stuff we're going to have to process here. Okay, so we're going to say what? Well, our transform, which is pickup. So you're gonna say pickup dot position equals. It's gonna be a vector3 dot lerp open round, and it's going to be spos comma epos comma, and this is going to be which of the two curves. Now in my opinion, obviously this needs to be actually, I just realized I'm a fool, because we want these two curves to affect the y-axis differently than the x and the z-axis, right? This means we actually need to do a bunch of messing about here. Okay, this is not going to be quite as easy as this. So we're going to say is going to be equals to new vector3 open a round, hit enter twice and close it, close the round, and semicolon. Now press shift down here, save. So this is the x. For the x we want to use the horizontal curve.
Yeah.
So you're going to say spos.x comma epos.x, I don't know, comma, copy this, paste it here, dot evaluate, open around passing time. Yes. So we've done the x, close the round, no, comma, you need to do the y and the z. So the easiest thing to do here at this point is copy, paste, and paste. Okay, so now we got y and z. Put a y, z, z. And this one changes to vertical. So copy this and paste it right here. Save. So let's see what it doesn't like here. New vector3. Confused where you're unhappy. Vector3 does not contain a constructor that takes 9 arguments. Okay, yeah, we forgot to say mathf.lerp. So mathf.lerps, open round, and close the round here. Save. Hold shift for now, hold shift. Copy. Paste, paste. Put a closing bracket, and put another one. Save. Alright. So now it's going to independently move on the y and on the x and the z. Well, the x and the z are directly connected, but the y is different. So we can make it go up very fast, and whereas move sideways slowly. For example, in fact, I think that at the beginning it should move sideways at all, and it should go up, and then it reaches the top position, and then it gently slides on top of the player's head or something like that, right? So this is what the two curves are for. Now, for the scale, I think we can just use one of the curves for all 3 dimensions, and I think it should be the horizontal curve, which means it's going to start rotating very slowly and then end rotating fast, but that could be a problem because we want it to actually slow down the rotation massively when it reaches the top. So perhaps we're going to use the vertical rotation after all. So it goes and then it slows down, right? All right, so you're going to copy all of this and paste it here. And here rotation. Yeah, and now that I think about it, this is actually not that useful. So here you're going to say quaternion dot Euler open round, and here you feed it a vector3, and it's going to be vector3 dot lerp open round srot comma erot comma, and this one is going to be curve vertical passing time. Paste, close round, again, semicolon. Alright, and the rotation is done. Now for the scale, I think we need exactly the same thing. So it's going to be very similar to this. So copy this, paste it here, type scale, local scale. Yep, there it is. And remove quaternion and Euler. And remove this one here. And this one is going to be S scale. Or scake. Very tasty. E scale. Save. Okay, and that should do the entire business. Now, we got to the top of the player. What are we gonna do now? Keep rotating in place. Do nothing else.
Okay.
For how long?
Maybe like 3 seconds or something.
Until the player presses A.
Yeah.
Forever. How do you do a forever loop?
I don't remember.
Well, can it be a for loop?
No, because it will loop till the end. And it will finish.
Finish what?
When it loops through everything it is.
What's everything?
All
More
of
computer,
the-
less human language.
Every variable.
A for loop doesn't need variables other than the iterator. The iterator starts at a point, and what happens to it then? It ends at a point as well.
Yeah.
So it's got to start and an end.
Yeah.
That's
so
the
it
problem with the
can't
for
be
loop. So a
that.
for loop can't be. For each is just like for, so it doesn't count. There's only one other type of loop.
The
may not.
while loop.
The while loop. Okay. Now, look at this while over here. What's it doing? It's asking a question.
Yeah.
It's asking if passing time is lower than 1. If it's not lower than 1, what is it going to do?
It's gonna stop.
That's right. So it needs that condition to be true. How do you create a while loop where that condition is always true? That's not obvious, but it's like this.
Okay.
Save. That'll continue forever. Now, one thing you can't forget is that this is a coroutine. So if you don't if you don't tell it yield return null, it'll just
Continue doing that forever.
within the same frame. You create an infinite loop, the game will explode.
Yeah.
You will have to shut down Unity to actually be able to use it again. So copy this yield return null and paste it right here. That's the last step, and we absolutely need it. Save, right? And here we're simply going to make the thing rotate in place. Okay, so we're gonna say pickup dot rotation. Can we do plus equals? Can you sum quaternions? I think you can. So we're gonna say pickup plus equals, and we're gonna say quaternion dot Euler open round, and it's gonna be vector 3 dot up, and then multiplied by some kind of speed.
I
So
need to make one.
yeah, copy all of this, paste it here, and call this one open chest idle rotation speed, and remove the word duration. And this one is going to be 1 for now. Save. Copy this variable, paste it here, and then multiply again. Time dot delta time. So it's time scaled. Close the round, semicolon. Okay, so it's not happy with plus equals, and I thought it would be exactly this. So it's not happy with where we're at. You can't sum quaternions. Quaternions are very special matrices. It's complicated. So we're gonna tell it equals, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the current rotation and then add this. So we're gonna say quaternion dot Euler angles plus. Now it's still unhappy. We're surprised. Because it's deprecated. Quaternion Euler angles is deprecated. How'd you get its angles? Okay, wait a moment. So it's guaranteed to be quaternion Euler something. Euler rotation deprecated. Two Euler angles. Deprecated. Jesus Christ. Euler.
Why is it what does deprecated mean?
It means that you don't use it anymore. So they still keep it for all older games that have been using this type of stuff. Say if you started making your game in Unity 5 and you're finishing it in Unity 2018 and many of your functions included this stuff, then they keep it for you for a bit, right? But eventually it's going to go away. So Euler returns a rotation that rotates z degrees. Okay, so how do I get the Euler angles? I was sure it would be this. I think I'm an idiot, and it's pickup dot Euler angles. That's it. So you need to use the current transform. That makes perfect sense. And it's not deprecated at all. That's how you will get it, right? Okay, so these are the current angle that we've got. Well, the current Euler information, and then we sum it to the vector up, multiplied by the time scale, multiplied by the speed that we have decided. And it's just going to continue doing it. Save. Right, now one thing we're going to need to do at some point is when we press that A button, we're going to need to make that object disappear. Okay? And
it's going to have to go to the top right corner of the screen.
We're not going to make it transition, no, we're just going to make it appear. That's it.
Okay.
Easy, right? But what we're going to make is probably some kind of particle system that is some kind of like magical explosion, and it's going to make the this pickup object, it's going to destroy it. So in order to do that, we would need some kind of like pickup PFX, right? Which we're going to have to create. So maybe we'll worry about that later, but for now we're just going to make it disappear. So let's create a public void. Yeah, public void collect. Why? Thanks. Collect item. Whatever. Yeah, item. Open, close. Item. It's an item. Item. Okay. Close round. Open a squiggle. And there we go. Save. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to destroy this thing. That's literally all we're going to do. So here we're going to say destroy pickup.gameObject. .gameObject. But we also need to do, it's already there, been there for a bit. Destruct. Save. Now before we can do this destruction, we absolutely must make sure that this routine stops. So go stop open right here. Open, close round, semicolon. Okay.
Now I need to fix that error.
Yeah, there's plenty of things to think about here. So you open, it starts opening we open the chest. We start the opening animation. We immediately instantiate the pickup itself. We make it minuscule. We start the open thing and we place it inside the chest. But that's not that important because the coroutine is going to do that. So then the coroutine starts. We define all of the positions, rotations, and everything we need. And then we tell it, okay, go ahead and do your thing. The passing time goes up. The pickup position changes on the base of the passing time, splitting the three axes into three separate operations, where the first one moves slowly at the beginning and fast at the end. And so the same applies to the Z, but the Y instead does the exact opposite, meaning moves fast at the beginning and slow at the end.
But we still need to assign the curves.
Yes, we'll take care of that in a bit. Now, the pickup rotation simply follows the vertical curve, and the same goes for the local scale. So they both go up fast and then slow down at the end. All right, so that's easy enough. Now, when we're done with that bit, we exit this while, we go into this other while, and we simply keep rotating in place without doing anything special. All right, and there will be some text or something, but other classes will worry about that, not the treasure. The treasure simply worries about putting this on top of the player. That's it. Okay, now, the player himself. Okay, so let's not worry about pickup routine. Let's worry about open chest routine. So treasure chest, this one you go open, or whatever it is, just type open. There it is, open chest, and hit tab. Save. Okay, so Clayton asks, wait a second, Euler isn't pronounced Euler, it's pronounced Euler. It's German, so it's Euler. Yes, at least I think it's German, but I'm fairly sure it's Euler.
Okay.
Yes. Next. So passing time. Now the passing time is actually not enormously important, but we may need to do something about this. Meaning we may need to rotate in a certain direction the way we do for the steps. So let's see how we do it for the steps. When we mount. Transposition, structure, rotation, quaternion, Euler up towards the ladder. So here.
Can we just replace the ladder with the chest?
Maybe. But this is a bit different because it takes the ladder rotation index, so it does something completely opposite and then puts you in the opposite rotation. So blah. It's not gonna be great, this. We could also not do anything because in the end of the day, in order to interact with the thing, you kind of need to be in front of it. So it should work on its own. I'm not sure. So for now, let's not do anything in that area. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop, and we're not going to allow you to move. I think interacting should already do that. It should work with the fixed update and update loops. Okay. Now for the passing time, I don't think we need it. All we need to do is we need to animate our opening the chest character movement, which we don't have yet, but that's okay. So let's comment that. So here we're gonna type animate open chest. This is literally English, so yeah, open chest. Yeah, save, and that's it. And for this, we're gonna wait for the open chest duration, and nothing else essentially. So I don't see any need to have any of this at all. So here we're gonna say cut this, cut this, cut this, hit Shift Tab, save. And here we're gonna say yield return and new, wait for seconds, and this, copy this. And here type, wait, I went too far down. Type wait for seconds. Paste it, save. So we're waiting for this much. And then what we're gonna do right after, we're gonna do another one of those while true. So you go while, and instead of true, etc., what we're gonna check is we're gonna check if the interaction button is being pressed. So let's see where that interaction button being pressed is. It's usually in here. So while not interacting, blah 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 blah. Okay, and the button is if input get button down fire. Okay, so copy this, paste it here, and put a not in front. Close the round, open a squiggle, hit enter twice, close, save. And here you go, yield return null. No. Save. Okay, so quite a bit has been done here. Now we're still missing things. In the treasure chest, when we spawn the thing, one thing we forgot to do is change its sprite. Because the sprite of the object decides what object we get. Well, not vice versa. The object type that we've got decides what sprites we need to change on the pickup, right? Now the pickup itself as an object right here has a sprite renderer right on it, apparently, which is really quite handy for us. I'm thinking this is going to be a bad idea, personally. So almost certainly what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this pickup immediately. And here we're going to rename this one to graphics. Hit enter. And here we're going to remove the sprite renderer.
And have
so what the advantage of this is that you can rotate this by whatever you need to, right? So 270 or whatever. Okay, and now it's like this. Now this may or may not be correct, probably not. So let's do 90. Okay, this is looking right. Okay, so then if you rotate the pickup on the y-axis only, which is what we want to do, see how it's already correct? That's because the child is already rotated at 90 degrees, so we don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Now, the thing that we need to remember, though, is that we need to go look for the graphics. So here we're going to say pickup.find open round, and you should now say graphics
In quotes.
in quotes. Graphics, close the quote, close the round. So you found the graphics. Now you need to get the component that's correct. Which component? Draws sprites.
The sprite render.
Yes. So you get the sprite render or the sprout render. Sprite render bottom of the pile. Okay, close, open, close, dot, sprite equals. And this is going to be game manager dot script dot pickup attributes. It's a comma, it's not a dot. Script dot pickup attributes. Open square bracket. There it is. Hit tab. Open square bracket. Open round. Cast as an int. Close round. What are you gonna cast as an int? Your pickup type. Close round. A square. Semicolon. Dot sprite. Yeah. Semicolon. Okay. Let's now. I did all of this because I know you couldn't do it on your own. But let's look into it and understand it. We're going to the game manager.
Yeah.
We're going to the script variable, so we go and access the one singleton game manager.
Yes.
We then go to pickup attributes, which is an array of that individual specific class that we have created inside the game manager.
Yes.
That class at the moment only contains a sprite, nothing else. It may contain other things in the future, like abilities, whatever. Right? I don't know.
Mhm.
Like, for example, which PFX should appear when you open it. That could be
Yeah.
an important thing to do, right? So, and then we feed it pickup type. Pickup type has already been defined in setup by the color green.
And it's an enum, so we had to cast it as an int.
That's right. It's practically speaking, it's an int, but it cannot do it implicitly. So you have to do it explicitly. You need to actually state, I want you to see this as an int.
Mhm.
Okay? So now we've got that. And now that we found the correct element in the list of pickup attributes,
Grab its
we
sprite.
can grab the sprite and feed it to the sprite renderer's sprite. So the
And
correct
so
sprite
we'll
should
display.
appear. Okay, so that's good too. Now it shouldn't do absolutely anything else, this thing, for now. So let's try and go play around with all of these assignments now. So we're gonna need to put the pickup in places. We're gonna need to go talk to the treasure chest. There's a bunch of things we need to do. So map, entities, treasure chest. We begin here. Curve vertical, starts fast, then slows down. This looks pretty good. Starts slow, horizontal, and then speeds up. Now, I don't think this is going to be adequate. We're going to need something that actually stays paused at the beginning. So something like this will be better. Stays paused for half the time and then moves. I think we're going to like this. But I don't think it's going to be great if it doesn't ease. So we're going to ease it. You can also right click and say flat, which is quite nice. There. And I think this is going to be quite good. Now, open object revolution. There's 4 of them. This one is going to be a glove, but it's kind of silly. We're going to tell it it's none by default. And it's closed by default. That's correct. Rotation index is controlled by setup. This is all fine. Open chest duration, whatever. That's all good. Awesome. Back to the game manager. This one needs to think about a few things. So pickup template. All right. We're going to need to go to the prefabs and give it pickup. That's the pickup template.
Yep.
Now, pickup template attributes, there's going to be one of them for now, which is our glove. And our glove is going to have the sprite HUD3. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I don't know if there's anything else we need, but I think so. So let's quickly go to the player. And no, everything's already been done. Okay.
Let's see if it works.
Now, wait a moment. So let's see that everything is hooked up correctly.
And the player needs
So
to press A.
when the player presses A, contextual interaction only happens with enemy bomb and ladder. So add case space tab dot treasure chest colon save. Now let's go to contextual interaction. So contextual interaction Treasure chest. Okay. Now, contextual interaction almost certainly is going to have some kind of get closest entity. And now get closest entity is going to have to query a bunch of things. But we're going to have some kind of collision, I'm guessing. So that collision, let's see, an entity we can interact with is an enemy. It's the enemy bomb. This is an enemy group. Another entity that we can interact with is the ladder. So
I think that one is an interactive entity.
it won't be an enemy. It's an edge object. So there's a few things here, right? I don't think we have an interactive layer. So let's go take a look at our layers. Carried object, edge object, player awareness, enemy player, map ground, etc. So I don't see any of those. So let's create one and let's call it interactive object. Yeah. Okay, so this is just an interactive object, and the interactive object is going to be the treasure chest.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's currently set to map obstacle, right? It's a problem. Interactive object, yes. And now we're gonna go to edit project settings. We need to check the physics. So carried object, to my knowledge, this should interact with absolutely nothing. And let's also put nothing. It's just the fastest way of doing this, to my knowledge. So interactive object will interact with the player.
Mm-hmm.
Should it interact with somebody else? No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, maybe an enemy can crash into it though. So yeah, it should probably interact with the enemy. The enemy is just not going to do anything about it. It's going to interact with player awareness. Not with the edge object, not with the carried object, with another interactive object maybe. So if it bangs into another one somehow, but we'll
could
see.
Fall. It could fall.
Sure, I'm not sure. Map obstacle, definitely. Map ground, definitely. Okay, so there we go. So all of these interactions have been defined. This means that our awareness is going to be able to pick this up. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen. We haven't tested the game for a while, so it could be all sorts of weird.
Seems that everything is fine. The glove's up there,
So the treasure's closed.
which is good.
It's a good thing. Let's hope we didn't forget a single while loop that stays open forever. Alright. I've pressed A. Nothing happens.
Try from other sides.
That won't make a difference. Nothing's happening. Okay. So we need to go and explore what's happening. I mean, I'm not too surprised. We have coded for a long time and not tested for a long time, so this type of stuff will happen. Let's take a look. Right here, input if fire is down, if current interaction. Okay, interactive entities in sight. List interactive entities in sight to array, AM. So AM is important. It's our awareness module. So the awareness module is on trigger stay. Interactive entity, add entity to site. You see we're missing something?
We're missing the treasure chest.
That's right. So let me see here. Yeah, we're gonna do case space tab dot treasure chest colon enter break semicolon, and now here you're gonna say if open round, and well, we need to. So you got an enemy owner here. Wait, save. Okay, player owner and enemy owner. We need to check if the treasure is not empty. Excuse me, not open. So interactive entity, i.e. component interactive entity. So copy all of this, paste it here, save, and we need to check that it's also not open. So that's the problem. So cut this and paste it here. Type IE right here. Save. Okay. Oh, semicolon. Save. Actually, give it a value of null here. It should be default, but I don't trust it. Save. Okay, so you got IE right there. Now IE, again, exactly the same. So save there. So if it's not null, if it's null, rather. Oh, it's looking for the parent. Interesting. I don't remember why that would be. Peculiar. I don't think we need this at all. But here we need to check, save. We need to check if it's open. So for that we should reach the treasure chest. And it's not great the way it's set up. Let's see here. Create a public bool. And go check if chest open. Open goes around. Save. Now here you're gonna say treasure chest TC. That's misspelled so bad it doesn't know what to do. Treasure chest TC equals get component treasure chest. Oh, yeah. Almost. Save. Okay. Now we need to check that it's not null. So if TC is not null. Close that. Save. Okay, so if TC is not null. Because if it is null, then return false, I guess. So here type return false. Semicolon. Save. And here you're gonna return tc.open. Semicolon. Now this shouldn't be possible, but this here should never happen because there should be a treasure chest in the treasure chest, really. Right? Anyway, so now back to
call this function.
Huh?
We need to call the function.
That's right. So you say IE dot check if chest open. Open close round. And here you go if open round not. So if it's not open, then add entity to site, copy this, and paste it here. Save. So we get the interactive entity. If the chest is not open, then we add it to the site. Otherwise, it doesn't count. And so if you press A and a bomb is just beside the chest, you're gonna pick up the bomb. If there's an open chest, right? Because we don't care about interacting with open chests. Okay. Now let's see, because the awareness module should now actually be interacting with the thing. I'm a bit annoyed at the fact that everything is so far right now. We should probably put the same chest just beside us.
Yeah, so that we don't have to move so much and pass the bomb and all that.
Okay, moment of truth. Moment of falsehood. Again, nothing happens. Okay. Blah. Interactive entity. So there's another. There you go. We forgot this, I think. So setup internet render. So enemy bomb, and we need another case. Interactive entity dot treasure chest colon. No, wait a second. No. This is silly. This setup doesn't happen. So remove it. Save. This is only a setup in the awareness module, so it's not important. Case interactive entity. Okay, so I see what the issue is. This is the player, and here we're doing a hack probably to finding something else, maybe the ladder or whatever. This is not fantastic. Because we don't know what type of interactive entity we're looking at. So the interactive entity player or the interactive entity ladder. That's the collider C, but where does collider C come into play? I think this is a lie. This is not possible. Save. So the player, if you are the player, then check the C.transform get component interactive entity. If you don't find anything, then do this, etc. Now we need to check if that interactive entity is in fact a treasure chest. Wait a second, that's the treasure IE type. Yes. Okay, so we can go and check that. So here type switch open round IE dot IE type. There. Open close round, open squiggle, hit enter, close.
We didn't do the thing.
Yeah, sure, it's fine. So case tab dot, there it is, tab colon enter break semicolon. Okay, so cut this, paste here, remove all this, save, and here go default colon enter break semicolon, cut this, place it here, save. Alright, so now it will always add the entity to the site if it's not a treasure chest, but if it's a treasure chest, it'll check that it's open first, that it's closed.
Okay.
Okay, let's try this again.
Moment of truth again.
Well, yeah, moment of a long walk before we get to the truth.
Yes.
The truth? Oh dear.
Moment of long swim as well,
swim.
and ladder climb.
Look at me climb the ladder. But look at his stride. Look at his... He's just hopping about. Oh, whatever. There, get mad at me. I don't care. Alright.
So easy to get there. Ugh.
I press A again and nothing's happening. Oh, Jeebus Christobus. So on trigger stay, this should be happening. Awakened. We are awakened. Okay, we are the player. I need to know what in the heck we're looking at. So we need to check here debug log IE. Okay, so let's go and find out if we actually see this thing.
If we don't, it's a good thing.
Well, I mean, it's kind of late anyway, so we should probably stop. But
already 30 minutes over.
Yeah, I know.
Whew, now he can fit easily through doors.
Yeah, that's quite nice. There, I see the enemy bomb. Right, so let's see if we see the chest. Yes, treasure chest 0, blah 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 blah, interactive entity. So we do see him, or it, I should say. So that's happening, and I'm sure it's being added. Okay, so let's save this, unless this is not hidden, but I doubt it. Add entity to site. So then the player presses A. The interactive entities in site is already got the treasure chest if current interaction object is null. It should be, I would hope. Interactive entity, I get closest entity. If entity is not null. Okay, so let's go this debug dot log IE. So let's just do it here to see which one is inside when we press A, and it's the closest. Wait though, this one may not work. Let's see. It should. Oops, I think I pressed F11 or something.
What's F11 do?
Basically debugs within Visual Studio. Okay, so whoop, I like that little jump. Sometimes I miss it, but I like it. Alright, young fella, keep running. One of these days we need to fix his silly shadow.
I thought he was running on 4 legs.
Okay, now I'm gonna press A. I did, and it found it. So that's working too. Let me go here. Okay, so that's working. We know it's not null. I mean, it told us it isn't. And we go to the treasure chest. Contextual interaction. Contextual interaction, IE. Whoop. IE type treasure chest. Treasure chest T, IE get component treasure chest. If T is not open, then current interaction object IE. Yeah, we don't actually need this now that we've made that check, so we can say IE check if chest open. There. And it misses the brackets. Now current interaction object IE, but we forgot to start the pickup because we are stupid. Start chest. Why is it not working?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm stupid. It happens. Okay. Time to test. Oh, I love this project. It runs so quickly. Every time I launch Thrusty Ship, it takes about half a day to launch. It's very disconcerting.
It's not like Thirsty Ship is a way better game than this.
Well, it is, but you know, it's big, and big is, yeah, difficult. Alright.
Kabonk.
Huh! That's not bad.
That's on me face. Now press A again.
Yeah, and now I can move. Now the thing hasn't disappeared because we probably forgot to do the call, but it didn't look half bad. Now the sprite is a bit too large, and our player doesn't really have an animation, which we expected, but I think that looked fairly satisfactory. Even the animation looked okay. Now, obviously, it'd be great to have some kind of PFX when you open that. I think it'd be much cooler.
How does Link do it? I think in the other Wind Waker, I think he falls in the treasure chest.
Yeah, well, there's a huge animation, etc. We're not going to do anything quite as complicated. But there, it's right on top of our heads, and I can't move until I press A. Then when I press A, I can move. Now, let's quickly check why the destruction isn't happening. So, clearly, our core routine for opening the chest works right here, and we forgot simply to tell it that we're not interacting here. So, we're going to...
a lot of forgetting functions.
So, we need to go back to the treasure chest. This means we should store this particular one. So we're going to say treasure chest TC equals, and I'm going to cut this and put it right here. Then I'm going to say TC open chest here, and here I'm going to say TC, whatever it is, I can't remember, collect item. Now bear in mind, this still doesn't do any of the logic, which is an issue, right? Add item to player stats. Right, we can't forget that. And now this should immediately work. The object should disappear. Yeah, I like it. It's simple, but I think it looks pretty good. The rotation looks slow. Actually, let's fix that right away. So the sort of idle rotation doesn't look right to me. So the treasure chest should have an idle rotation. Let's give it a speed of 10 and see how that works. So this is going to be 10 times faster than what we've got now, which could be fine or could be poopy. I don't know. I don't like that we have to run as far as this. We should make like a faster debug or something. Ah! Alright. Ta-da-da-da! Is the thing rotating?
Yeah.
I think
slowly.
so, but at a stupidly slow rate. Okay, we should be able to actually change that directly on the object. So inside the world, treasure chest 0, and this one, we forgot to save apparently, so let's try 10. Okay, it's better, not quite 50.
There, now we can see.
We're happy with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 50 is good. I don't know why it didn't save. It should auto-save. I'm confused.
Well, I saved, so.
You know, I'm just gonna press play and immediately stop and go to the treasure chest. It's 50, good. And there, you do the honor.
I will open the chest.
It's a good thing you're immortal. That's fine. This is really easy for now. We're gonna fix it so it's not that easy.
Bad.
Yeah, no.
And even if I do get hit,
it doesn't matter. Grab him.
I'm not supposed to do that, so.
What do you mean you're not supposed to do?
It's not supposed to be allowed.
That's true.
You are cheating.
I'm cheating. That's pretty good. It also looks elegant. And you see when you pressed A, it went away. That's good. Okay, so we've done quite a lot. There's more to do still, but we're getting there. Remember not to pick it up. Yeah, now you should be able to. Can you? A, not B.
I was pressing A.
Okay, and it's not.
Okay, let me try again.
I don't want.
Hello.
Okay.
Please listen. Yeah, I wasn't doing it.
Yeah, I don't think it's you.
And I'm positive I was pressing A.
Yeah, I don't think it's you. I think it's got to do with the fact that the object isn't null. We forgot to null it or something like that. That would be my guess. But it's something we'll fix next time. So I can collect the bomb and happily go on my merry way. Let's see if I can collect this one now and happily go on my merry way.
And then grab the treasure chest and try again with it.
And yes, I can.
No.
I like it that we can throw it over obstacles. I think it's pretty cool. And now the treasure chest. Okay, I pressed A. I'm gonna hide. You can't see me. Yeah, you're right. So we've got a problemo that we're gonna fix next time. Next time-o. Anyway, this is it for us tonight. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.